Thank you for this event. It's a great opportunity for us that we are living in this region, living very closely, communicating closely, but it's good to have a kind of open debate, to share good experiences, but also to find way for our difficulties that we are finding on our way of modernization, of creating good conditions for financial stability and good conditions for macroeconomic stability. Bank of Albania is mandated for assuring price stability, but also is the main institutional body to assure also financial stability. So in this very difficult period that we are, excuse me to remove this thing, in this very difficult period that all the countries are fighting with some imbalances which before haven't been predicted, the Bank of Albania is evaluating that the target regime of our inflation targeting, it fits well with our stability objectives. So the monetary toolkit approved is designed with the objective having in mind this kind of regime on the inflation that we are having as operational. Based on the actual monetary policy course, we experience also a positive shock to our current account. We have a flexible exchange rate and actually a neutral fiscal stance. In these economic events, this contributed very strongly to decline and to our perspective sometime a fast decline of inflation during the period after the crisis. During the easing cycle, our focus at the Bank of Albania was mainly in three specific issues. Firstly, we focused on our clearly communicating our monetary policy stance and our choice of the exchange rate regime with all the financial sector, but also with our partners. In the case of Albania, two issues are very closely related with a rapid expansion of the tourism sector. The positive effect achieved by such expansion in terms of economic growth are associated with downside effects due to the very rapid appreciation of our national currency, which is the Albanian lek. A stronger local currency is affecting the export industries in the country. A large group of industries focused on exports of goods are sensitive to the exchange rate appreciation, and they are feeling contraction on their profit margin. So this the speed of the appreciation, it was a very bad impact, had a very bad impact on their balance sheet. It is very popular belief on this among this kind of industry that the central bank can control the exchange rate. But we have communicated them with all our means of communication by inviting, by having conferences, by having very open discussion with them that it can't be controlled by the National Bank or, in the case of Bank of Albania, the exchange rate as one of the very independent variables on the macroeconomic environment. These industries that have proved losses from the appreciation of the exchange rate are in some cases very vocal to the public opinion, also to the public opinion devoted to the economic sector. And, but on the other side, to our evaluation, there are so many other industries which are profiting because of this appreciation of Albanian lek from their perspective of those industries which are importing materials, first raw materials or mechanic or inputs, very important inputs. In this situation, the role of Bank of Albania has follow a strategy to communicate and to inform as much as we can the sector about the importance of taking in consideration the fluctuation of the different monetary means in the Albanian economy, and also to have in mind the plans for transforming their industry, for innovating their industry, to assure growth in mid to long-term perspective. Second, Bank of Albania is focused on analyzing the implementation of monetary policy rate decision to the financial stability, at least in short to medium term. Considering the tightened part of the cycle, all central banks had taken into consideration how the tightening step might affect their assessed quality on their banking system. During this phase, the monetary policy cycle in Albania has been very, very carefully monitored by the bank, the National Bank. So the credit to economy do not expand so fast to deteriorate the quality of the financial assets. The lower inflation forecast, possibly driven by external factors or by exchange rate in Albanian case, may motivate further rate cuts. So despite the fast credit growth, it is still going. It might create impediments or difficulties on this process. In the case of financial stability, we haven't employed or deployed different means or than our usual policy instruments for assuring price stability and the overall financial stability. The third issue that we faced during this phase, and this has started immediately after the COVID-19 pandemic, the war in Ukraine and other globalist shocks that are around our region, we are producing some models, macroeconomic models, in order to face these shocks and how these shocks can create difficulty on the process of price stability, and these shocks are of a very different nature. According to these efforts that the Bank of Albania has done, in Albania we have a rather fast decline of inflation. The inflation pressures are really declining compared also to the global standards. Inflation rate was recently announced 2.2 in May, and this was a very close figure, also 2.1 in April. This is, both are significantly below the last forecast and also below our target, which we have put it ahead. We need more data to confirm that the low inflation is common across all the suburbs, all the subgroups of the CPI basket. The lower inflation is also related to lower wages, and this might build the case to revise the policy rate. We have to analyze strongly how touristic sector will perform this year, because through the touristic channels is the main source of coming of euro inside our financial channels. And then we will have earlier autumn general view on how critical are the signs of exchange rate problems, evaluating or devaluating. Bank of Albania is following a targeted inflation regime under a flexible exchange rate. So this is the frame that, or in a sense, our theoretical frame that we are looking to the perspective of inflation and trying to adapt our policies to the inflation development, and to avoid or to take in consideration to avoid situation where the exchange rate can deteriorate the situation on inflation. This is our main target and our objective. Also, our research department is very much involved.
Mrs. Minxhozi, we have to be shorter because we have a lot of questions and a lot of panelists. Can you please speed up just a little bit?
Okay.
Thank you.
I want also to mention that the greatest challenges on the monetary policy to short on medium term of Bank of Albania are related also to non-financial issues, like the frequency of deterioration of the environment. Albania is very open to environment disasters, which can hit strongly our main sectors of production. Sometimes are big floods, some years are big high temperatures waves. So our main sectors are very much, which is the energy and the agriculture, are very much in this focus of the climate change. This is not a typical issue of the central bank, but we have taken this in very systematic analysis, because we have noticed that these are strongly influencing our macroeconomic models. The second is the demographic shifts, which are very important for Albania. Traditionally, we have been a society with a high rate of birth and the high number of population and a very stable working force, but this year we are resulting in decreasing of population, and the rate of decreasing is quite important. So we have to consider this, and these are the main space of analysis, deep analysis, and trying how to find the right figures or right indicators to introduce this in our macroeconomic models for forecasting better and calibrating better our main duty to assure a good interest rate for encouraging the economic development. Thank you very much.